So within Indian polity, we are going to start with part 5 of the Constitution. Okay, part 5th of the Constitution. So Constitution of India has been divided into various parts, and what we find is, so there is a sequence. So this is the first thing that we need to understand and remember for the Constitution, because in the examination, see, Indian polity, there are different ways in which the questions can be asked from the Indian Constitution. So first, let's understand what are the different ways. In some of the papers, what the university or the examiner, what they have done is that they have given different parts. Okay, and they have asked to arrange in chronological order in which they appear in the Constitution. The Constitution. Okay. Like for example, they have given fundamental rights. They have given Indian judiciary. Then they have given emergency provisions. And then given, let's say, about central bodies or something, okay, or center state relations. Now, what they have done is that they have asked to arrange them in the chronological order in which they have appeared in the Constitution. Okay, so this is one in which they can ask for chronological. What they have also done is that they have mentioned the different parts of the Constitution, and they have asked to match the following in terms of match questions. So this is different type in which they can ask the question. So while studying Indian Constitution only, it's not important only that we must know what fundamental rights are or what are the different articles within fundamental rights. We must also know which part, which chapter belongs to. Okay, one thing. Second, what they have done is that they have given, like, let's say, part. Okay, and what they have done is that part 5th of the Indian Constitution begins from or contains which of the following articles. So we know that it starts from Article 52. Okay, so similarly, they will ask about, let's say, emergency provisions or constitutional amendment methods of the Indian Constitution. So we must know, like, if you're talking about fundamental rights, what are the articles within fundamental rights? From which article fundamental right starts and till which article fundamental rights ends? Like we said that, yes, today we are going to start with Indian polity, and within Indian polity, part 5th of the Constitution. So part 5th of the Constitution is about the Union of India. Union. So the union starts from Article 52. So ये कितने article तक जाता है? Which all articles do we need to study? What are the different components of the union? For example, we know that the union will have various chapters. So one of the chapter is president. Then we have vice president. We have
Yes.
parliament. Then we have legislative procedures. Then we have, you can say, if we include then judiciary only, Supreme Court. Now, let's say, will UPSC come under the union or will it not come under the union? So this is again one question which is very much essential. Okay. So there are various ways in which the questions can be asked. Okay. Again, Indian polity is one section where in 2022, 23, 24, we have seen that they have asked around 18 to 20%. Now, why 18 to 20%? So in this 18 to 20%, or let's say if we say that yes, 20 questions have been asked, so at least 15, 16 questions are associated with Indian polity, especially the constitution part. And there are various difficulty levels, or varying difficulty levels. Okay. So the questions which are being asked from Indian polity are mostly easy, but since they ask, this type of questions, like if they say that the Parliament of India contains which of the following articles, so this becomes very much difficult. Why? Because we as a student we seldom pay attention to the details of the constitution. We know most of the things. We, if there's a question like who elects the president, definitely you will say. Okay, but there are small gaps which we need to identify while learning Indian polity, and these are some of the ways in which we can improve our learning, because Indian polity is something which most of us have studied. If I ask, then all of you will say that yes sir, I have studied Indian polity. But then you'll see that within President of India there are various issues that needs to be understood. Okay, and when we are talking about Indian polity, we must know, or we must focus only on the information part, not the subjectivity part. Like, do we need a president of India or not? Do we need the post of the president in India or not? This is something that is okay for UPSC subjective. Okay, but then notes not for Indian polity, especially for CUET. Second, before starting, let's focus, or many of the students they say that should we study Lakshmi Kant for this? Right? Most of you might be having this question that, sir, what is the best book to study Indian polity? Should we focus on Lakshmi Kant? See, if you study Lakshmi Kant, it's a very bulky book, and the amount of things or information which have been given in Indian Lakshmi is not required. Okay, so you can directly just look at the notes that we have provided, or you can also look at the constitution, the PDF of the constitution, which is available on the government website. Focus on that only. Don't start reading Lakshmi Kant. नहीं तो ना 2-3 महीने आप पढ़ने में ही चले जाएंगे, and still you'll find that yes, the syllabus is not covered. Okay, this is clear. Okay. The third part is we have already added the question paper for Indian polity, that especially the Indian polity question. Okay, so just look at the question and see how topics are there and from which topic questions are asked, so that you can understand the weightage part. Like for example, if you're talking about Indian polity, why did we start with part fifth of the constitution? Why not center state relation? Because we have seen that part fifth is something from where most of the questions have been asked. Okay, so we are going to focus our attention accordingly. Like those topics which have higher weightage, we are going to cover first, then accordingly we will be coming down. Okay, so for the preparation, it's not that we need to do only the hard work, but we need to have a strategy. We need to have a focus. Like if you are studying part fifth, why part fifth? Okay, is it clear? Anyone having any question? As a, in generic, anyone having any question regarding Indian polity, how to prepare, how? Otherwise, we can start with the part fifth of the constitution. किसी के पास कोई क्वेश्चन है जो आप लोग पूछना चाहिएगा? Anyone? चलो. So let's start with Indian polity now. Okay, especially the part fifth of the constitution. And don't try to make notes right now. We'll be adding the recorded lecture, so just listen. अभी और किसी ने टेंशन लेके नहीं, ये नहीं कि एकदम नोट्स बनाने की हड़बड़ी है, ऐसा नहीं करना है. बस क्लास में ना ध्यान से सुनना है, ठीक है? So the first thing that we need to study when we are talking about part fifth of the constitution is the President of India. Okay, then we'll be coming and study the Vice President. Okay, so one thing that you will see that when we start studying our part fifth of the Constitution, Article 52 simply says that there shall be the President of India. The President. Okay, and when we talk about Article 53 says that the executive head or the executive of the Union. It's a lie in the hand of the President of India. So the chronological order, when we start studying part 5th of the Indian Constitution, the very first post is the President of India post. Okay. The second comes the Vice President, and at a later stage, we'll find the mentioning of Prime Minister. Prime Minister. So if the question comes in terms of hierarchy of position, so which position will be the highest? The President of India or the Prime Minister of India?
The President of India, sir.
President of India.
President of India.
of India.
So in the Constitution, many times you'll find that many of the things are not explicitly mentioned. Okay, but just by looking at the sequence in which the official post has been mentioned, we can make an inference about the correct answer. So this is something that the examiner tries to examine. Okay, and when we talk about the Constitution of India, there are many things that can be easily interpreted. It's not just the Supreme Court who interprets everything. Okay, we as a student also can make simple interpretation. Like, Vice President and the Prime Minister, who do you think is more superior as per the Constitution of India? Which position or which post is more superior as per the Constitution of India? Now, since Vice President has been mentioned before the Prime Minister, you can say that yes, sir, the office of Vice President is more superior. Okay, is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, this
Yes,
is
sir.
something that again we are going to see, like when we talk about the Parliament. So the Parliament consists of 3 different segments. Which are the 3 different segments, anyone?
Sir, Lok Sabha, Raj Sabha, and President.
Galat. लोक सभा, राज्यसभा, प्रेसिडेंट, ये गलत आंसर है.
Sir, President, Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha.
Yes, the chronological order is important. In one of the JNE questions, they asked the very same thing. Only thing that they changed was the chronological order. Now, when we say that the President of India comes first, we are not saying that yes, President is supreme or superior to the Lok Sabha and Raj Sabha, but you can say that the President has the power to summon both Raj Sabha and Lok Sabha, right? So these are the small things that we again need to keep in mind. Okay, so let's start in details about the President of India. Okay, and I'll be keep on asking questions. Please be attentive. The President of India is considered to be the first citizen of India, referred to as.
Yes, sir.
And who is the first lady of India?
Yes, sir.
His wife, sir.
Yes. And what in the case of Pratibha Devi Singh Patil?
His spouse, sir.
Will be the first citizen or how do we address?
She is the first citizen.
She is the first citizen. Okay. Okay. So let's talk about the election and term of office. So the first part we need to understand about the President of India is the eligibility part. So who is eligible to become the President of India? What are the qualifications to become the President of India? What are the qualifications?
He's the member
35
of
years
Rajya Sabha.
Okay. Chali, first raise your hand. Yes, Dipansi.
Sir, first, President should be a citizen of India. Second,
Yes, citizen.
Must be his age must be above 35 years. And
Hmm.
Yes.
third,
Third,
sir, third,
qualified to be elected as a
sir,
member of
third
Qualified for election as a member of Lok
member
Sabha.
of, yes,
qualified
sir,
member of
as a member of Lok
Parliament,
Sabha.
sir.
House of People. So, do you think there is a mismatch between second qualification and the third? Because it says 35 years, and what is the minimum requirement to become a member of House of People?
25 years, sir.
35 years. So
25 years.
why is this the mismatch then? Why this mismatch? Mismatch in the sense that then what is the need to say that he or she must be qualified to be elected as a member of House of People? If we are talking about 35 years as a minimum age. Okay. Okay. So who are the people who elects the President of India?
Member
Who
of
elects?
Parliament,
Judge of
MLAs,
Supreme Court.
MLPs.
Member of
Judge of Supreme Court.
अरे कौन है जी?
So he is elected by the Electoral College, which consists of the elected member both of the houses of the parliament.
Only both the houses of Parliament?
Sir,
No,
both
sir,
houses.
legislative
Members of
assemblies
legislative
also.
assemblies also.
Please raise your hand. Yes, Dipansi.
Sir, members of legislative assemblies also.
Members of state legislative assemblies, right?
State legislative assemblies, yes, sir.
And what are the two union territories which have been included?
Sir, in Delhi and
Sir,
Puducherry.
Delhi and Pondicherry.
Through which Constitutional Amendment Act?
70.
Yes. So see, in a
Right.
simple question, we
Yes.
need to remember all of these things, that member of Parliament. Okay. The second is state legislative assembly. The third is UT, members of Delhi plus Pondicherry. And these two union territories has been included in the constitution through the 70th Constitutional Amendment Act, and this was passed in which year?
1978.
92, 1978. See, if you don't know, there is no need to mention. There is not a hurry that yes, we have to answer everything. So, 70th Constitutional Amendment Act, this was passed in 1992 and implemented in 1995. Okay. Now tell me, when we are talking about the members of the parliament, do this include also the nominated members or only the elected members?
Only elected members, sir.
Elected members, sir.
Members? So they do not participate. Okay. So in the examination, what can happen is that rather than like I mentioned only member of parliament. So will this member of parliament be correct or incorrect?
Sir, incorrect.
Incorrect.
It should be elected. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Is this clear? And why do nominated members do not participate in the election of president?
Because, sir, they are nominated by president.
Yes, because they are nominated by the president, so there can be a biasness towards the election. Nominated members are biased. Correct? So we can say
Sir,
can be a breach of trust.
sir, one question, please. Sir, then why nominated members participate in the impeachment of president?
Anyone having any question, please ask.
Sir, why nominated members participate in the impeachment of president?
Yes, come again.
Why nominated members participate in the impeachment of president?
Nominated members also do not participate in the impeachment of the president of India. I mean, see, it cannot take place that the person who have been nominated by the president of India will also participate in the impeachment of the nomination. Okay, it becomes unethical. Okay, and you will find that the nominated members who are nominated to Rajya Sabha, President of India, usually these are the people who are there to promote the specific areas of interest for which they have been nominated, right? So they are mostly non-political in nature. Is it clear?
Yes,
So
sir.
since they are non-political in nature, and again, when we talk about the election of the President of India or even the impeachment of the President of India, these are political struggles in the democratic structure. So they remain out of this political struggle.
Sir, if nominated members are nominated by president, so they can be biased during the impeachment process.
Yes, they can be.
So, sir, my question is that why they are included in impeachment process of president?
See, they are included, but then usually they do not participate. Okay. And other way around, you can also think of it in such way that a person who has been nominated by the President of India, and if the President of India is getting impeached, that person will go for impeachment or will be against the impeachment. What do you think? Any person who has some morality will be against impeachment or for impeachment?
Yes, sir.
Against
Sir,
or
against
against
impeachment, I think.
impeachment? So again, when those persons are against impeachment, so impeachment again becomes very much difficult to be executed. Okay. The second thing that you can also think of is in terms of election, you find that the state legislative assemblies also participate. But in the impeachment process, state legislative assemblies, do they participate or do not participate?
No, sir, they do not.
They do not participate. So, to maintain the strength of the parliament, the nominated members are also included so that they also have a say or they also have a voice. Okay. So these are some of the, you can say, intuitive information that we can draw from the wordings of the Constitution. Is it clear?
Clear, sir.
Okay. Now let's move forward. So this is regarding the election of the president, or you can say, when we talk about the terms of office, Article 56, term of office. A person can be elected for a number of times as a president of India, or is there any regulation?
Sir, any number of time.
Any number of times. Why no regulation? Why no regulation? In the case of USA, we say that yes, there is a regulation or there is no regulation.
Sir, there is a regulation.
So
There is regulation.
There is regulation, sir.
There is a regulation for 2 terms, right? But in India, we don't see
2
any
terms, yes.
regulation. In India, we
So,
don't
but
see any
in book
regulation.
in book we read, sir, maximum period is 10 years. Why, sir?
Which book?
Sir, I read it. I don't know, but they say that 2 years of vice president and 8 years of president. So total term can be 10 years.
Which book? That's what I'm saying. Did you read in the Indian Constitution?
Not in the constitution. I'm talking about the American
Same thing.
president. The term year
That's
of the
true for the
American
American.
president.
So in USA, the Constitution of USA says that a person can be president only for 2 terms, not more than that. But this is not true for India. In India, you can be president for any number of years. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So you hold the office for 5 years, and this 5 year is from the date of the election or from the date he or she becomes or enters the office.
Endorse the office.
Enters the office. And this 5 year is not calculated from the date of declaration of result of the President of India. Okay. Now, when we talk about oath, who administers the oath to the President of India?
Chief Justice.
Chief
Supreme Court.
Justice of India.
Of Supreme Court. Chief Justice of Supreme Court.
In case of resignation, the President of India will give
Vice
resignation
president.
to Vice President. Why not to Chief Justice?
Don't know, sir.
Chief Justice is not superior.
Sir, is a citizen of India.
See, wait.
Citizen of India.
Wait. One of the reasons for asking so many questions is that when you look at the past papers, there are some questions which are assertion region based. Okay, so in assertion region, what happens is that assertion is more like a claim, and reason is a support. Okay, so whatever arguments that you are making must be appropriate or correct. If you make unnecessary kind of argument which has no linkages, then you'll not be able to answer this assertion region question. So sometimes in assertion region, assertion can be correct, region can be correct, but the region cannot be the correct answer for the assertion or correct explanation for the assertion. So we have to be very much careful whenever we are speaking anything. Whatever our understanding is, it must be clear cut. Okay. So I asked, why he or she is not submitting resignation to the Chief Justice of India? Someone said not superior. बताइए अब क्या रीजन है? Yes, शिवाय ज्योति.
Sir, I was saying
Resignation.
that he was not superior.
Who is not superior?
Sir, Chief Justice is not superior than President.
In-
That's why.
यहाँ सुपीरियरिटी की बात कहाँ आ गई कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में? Yes, Ronak.
Sir, because
Yes, Dipanshi.
sir, because after president,
Resignation.
vice president act as a acting president for the remaining term, so he made.
Correct. And there is one more reason behind it. Yes, Ronak. Anyone else?
Sir, resignation authority not be less than authority.
Your voice is not audible.
Sir, I said resignation authority is not less than appointing authority, sir.
So, who is the appointing authority of the President of India?
It's CGI, sir.
Do you think he administers the oath? Do you think he is the appointing authority?
So what I did, sir. Yes.
No, there is no appointing authority for the President of India. It is the President of India who has the authority to appoint all other positions in India. But no one has the authority to appoint President of India.
Okay, sir.
Okay. And one basic difference that you will find is in the oath of the President of India. There are only two positions, the President and the Vice President, whose oath has been mentioned in the Constitution itself. लेकिन बाकी का ओथ आप देखिएगा तो शेड्यूल में मेंशन है, ठीक है. So the president is the highest position in India. So no one has the authority to appoint president of India. The Supreme Court judges are appointed by the president of India. The High Court judges are appointed by the president. Simply because Chief Justice of India administers the oath doesn't give him the appointing authority. Okay. So one thing, because there is a provision that the VP will act as the president. Okay. The second reason for submitting resignation to the Vice President of India is we know that the VP is ex officio chairman of
Raj Sabha.
Rajya Sabha.
Raj Sabha. Okay. Once the resignation has been tendered to the Vice President is supposed to inform one person. Who is this one person? Anyone?
Prime Minister.
No. Yes, Dipansi.
So please repeat the question.
The moment the President of India submits his or her resignation to the Vice President, the office of Vice President will immediately send a letter to someone. Who is that someone?
CMO or cabinet?
Election Commission of India.
Speaker of
Lok Sabha Speaker.
Yes, Speaker of Lok Sabha.
Yeah, thank you.
इसीलिए मैंने यहाँ पे मेंशन कर दिया ex officio chairman so that you get a hint. So that the members can be informed. Correct? Clear हो गया? We know that President is part of Parliament or not part of Parliament?
Part of
Part
Parliament.
of Parliament.
Part of Parliament.
Part of Parliament. So, if one part of Parliament resigns, the other part must be informed about it. So, it's not Prime Minister or PMO or the Chief Justice or the Election Commission. It's the Speaker of Lok Sabha who is the second person to be informed by the Vice President, so that the Speaker can inform the members of Lok Sabha. VP can inform the members of Rajya Sabha. Okay, and this is something which you will find in 56, Article 56, subclause 2. 56, subclause 2 simply says that any designation addressed to the Vice President, so once it has been addressed to the Vice President, it shall be communicated by him to the Speaker of the House of People. Okay? Is that clear? So the oath that is administered by the Chief Justice of India is mentioned under which article?
60 itself, sir.
Article 60. And can anyone tell me the wording? You know, all the other positions, all the other posts that you find, there is something where you'll find that the allegiance to the Constitution, faith to the Constitution. You'll be surprised that when the President of India takes the oath, he takes the oath in the name of
protect and defend.
in the name of God. Okay, and he has three important duties as the President of India? What? Preserve, protect, and defend.
The Constitution of India.
Just three important duties: preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of India. Okay? Article 61 talks about the impeachment process. Who else is impeached as per the Constitution? As per the Constitution of India, who else gets impeached?
CJI,
Sir, till now, no one president.
रौनक CGI और ये सिर्फ CGI हो सकते हैं, बाकी सुप्रीम कोर्ट के जजेस नहीं.
No, sir, only CJI and the president.
Okay. Yes, Dipanshi.
Sir, there are members of members of parliament only.
Okay.
Elected and
Anyone
nominated
else?
both.
Anyone else?
So as per the Constitution, only
Kajal,
president can be impeached, and others like CGI and others can be removed.
Yes.
Impeachment
So
word
there is a
used.
distinction between
Am I
impeachment and
audible?
removal. There is a difference between impeachment and removal. Okay. Impeachment, the word impeachment has been used only for the president. For all others, the word removal has been used. Okay. So please be careful about the wordings of the Constitution. That's what I said. You know, these are some of the things which make Indian polity a bit difficult. Otherwise, Indian polity is the easiest topic that you can think of for CUET. Okay. So only the President of India can be impeached, other they can be removed. So not only CGI or can be removed, High Court judges can be removed. Okay. What is the condition or what basis for removal, impeachment?
Violation of the Constitution.
Of Constitution. Okay. Now, even for the removal of the or impeachment of the President of
And
India, there has to be,
misbehavior.
you can say, resolution to be passed. Resolution. Okay. So, what is the procedure for removal of President? First, tell me.
Pass the 50 members of.
Wait. Impeachment process can start in either house or only upper house or only lower house?
Sir,
Either house.
Process can start in either house. Okay. So it's not that only the Raj Sabha or only the Lok Sabha. Okay. Now, the resolution to be for the removal must be signed by 1/4 of the members. Total members of the house. Okay. So, and this total 1/4 of the total members, they'll give their intention for the removal of the President of India. And then once this 1/4 member have signed, so it must be for the 14 days. After 14 days, it is submitted for voting. Okay. So what is the procedure to pass the notification? Not less than?
Not less than
So 2/3.
2/3
of total strength of.
Of
So
total.
is it
How-
is it total? Sir, is it total strength? Is total strength of the house or total membership? What is the difference between total strength of the house and total membership of the house? Because in the Constitution, if we are talking about the clause 3, clause clause second or sub clause
All
B.
B.
So it is mentioned that total membership, right?
Ah.
So what's the difference between total membership?
Total membership means what is the total strength of the house.
So both are the same thing, right, sir?
No. If in the case of total membership, your vacant seat are not calculated. Vacant seat are not calculated. Let's say that there are out of, let's say, 2 or 540 seats, let's say 10 seats they are supposed to have by-election. So it will be calculated on the basis of 230 only. Because total members of the house. Now sometimes you'll find total member present and voting. Okay. So again, present and voting meaning total member available on that day. Is it clear? So in the constitution also you'll find various, I mean, there are terms like simple majority, absolute majority.
Sir, but if, as you are saying that if we remove the vacant seat, then it became strength. So means it is effective majority.
Now, how do you define effective majority?
So as you are removing vacant seat from the total membership, then it
We are
became
simply
strength, as you are saying.
total members of the house. Why are you including effective or non-effective? See,
Effective. So effective is something that when we don't count the vacant seat. Is it?
see, that's what I'm saying. If you start, using all these terms, you'll get confused and then you'll do this and that in the examination. Please don't do that. Stick to the words. Okay. Simple majority is simply once you cross the 50% benchmark, absolute is 2/3. Okay. Now, I as a teacher, for me, effective majority is, let's say, total members of the house, total strength of the house. Now, if you assume total members of the house, do you think you will make a mistake? Will you make a
No,
mistake or
sir.
not? अगर मैंने मान लिया मेरे हिसाब से effective majority is total strength of the house. Okay. A total seat of the house. Someone assumes it's the total strength of the house. Someone assumes it's the total members of the house. So तीनों तीन चीज हो जाता है. So why do these things? Okay. So try to keep it simple. Try to interpret it in the way it has been mentioned in the Constitution. Okay. Is it clear?
Clear, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Not clear, sir. So please
not
explain me again.
So see, what I'm saying is that, like you said, effective majority. Now, effective is something. Have they used the word effective in the Constitution?
No, sir. Difference between strength and membership.
So that's what I'm saying. When they have not used the term effective, so for person A, effective can be, let's say, present in voting. For person B, effective can be, let's say, total strength. Person B, effective can be, let's say, total members. So how do we use or interpret the term effective will be depending upon the person who is using the term effective. Now, a teacher says that effective is present and voting, and we think that effective is total member. So, and we tick total member. So, do you think we'll make a mistake? So, do not do all these things. Try to stick with the wordings of the Constitution. And this is a problem that we face just because we study multiple books here and there, and they have their own way of interpreting things. ठीक है, और वहां पे हम लोग को मिस्टेक हो जाता है. आपने कहीं पढ़ लिया होगा effective, some teachers might have told in the classroom effective. So अक्सर ऐसा होता है, but then my request would be stick to the constitution. The wording of the constitution are very much important. Okay. So once it has been, let's say, passed by one house, it is sent to another house. Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes.
Then it will be sent to another house. And what is the voting requirement in another house?
So 2/3.
2/3 of total membership of the house.
Yes, sir.
Now, in one it has been said total members. Now here membership, what is the distinction then? Or is it the same thing? Is it the same thing or is it the different thing? बताइए.
So can you please repeat?
In once it says that not less than 2/3 of the total members of the house. Okay, and once it is being sent to the another house, it must be passed by 2/3 of the total membership of the house. Are you getting this distinction? Here it says total membership. Here they use the term total membership. So what is the distinction between total members?
Total membership means total number of seats in the house.
Any other argument?
Currently, sir, 545 is total membership of the house. That's what I know.
543.
But sir, the nominated member cannot be counted.
543 is the total member.
Nominated members
Presently 543.
Sorry.
Nominated members cannot participate. Has it been mentioned anywhere in the constitution?
No, sir.
So even the nominated members participate, but then usually they do not participate. Okay. Okay. So see, the thing is that this makes the impeachment process a bit difficult. That okay, in the first case we are talking about 2/3 of the total members. So total members removing the vacancy. Now in the second case, irrespective of the seats are vacant or not, we are talking about the total membership of the house. Okay.
Sir, I think in this process, vacant seats are not included. Means,
Which process?
sir, as you are saying that in the vacant seat, the strength is included.
When we are talking about total members of the house, full strength is not included. Okay, we are not talking about present and voting. In some of the cases, you'll find, when we will start studying our legislative process, you'll find present in voting. This is something different from total members of the house. Total members of the house are based on, you can say, what is the total strength of the house. Okay, not present in voting, but then total strength. When we talk about membership, are we talking about total in terms of present and voting, or total, let's say, elected members, or including elected members, both elected and nominated members, but not vacant seats? What? Are we including vacant seats also?
Sir, we include vacant seats.
So in the second case, right? Or in the first case also?
Saying both the houses
I
vacant
don't-
seats is included.
Why both the houses? So what is the difference between total members and total membership? Explain this to me then. What is the distinction between these two then?
Sir, there is no difference written in constitution like total members
So
or
why they
total
have used the
membership.
term total membership and why they have used the two different terms, membership and member? What is the difference between membership and member? There is a difference between membership and member, right? Or are these the same?
Sir, this is same thing, I think.
That's what I am saying. You think it's the same thing? Does it mean it has to be the same?
Sir, can I?
Go ahead.
Sir, in the first case, the means the vacant seat are not counted, but in the second house act as the investigating body. That's why the vacant seat are counted.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to explain.
Sir, I have a doubt. Like you sir mentioned that the nominated members are not participated in the impeachment of president. You say that
It's
there
not explicitly mentioned that nominated members cannot participate. They do not participate. There's a difference between cannot and do not. Okay.
but sir, in Article 61 there is mention that can be participated. In the Article 61 there is mention that the only elected members of parliament can participate in the impeachment of president.
Where have they mentioned?
Sir, there is no such mention.
That's what I'm asking. Where is that mention that only elected members can participate? तो अभी भी ये किसी को confusion है, so there is a difference between members and membership. Okay, these are not the two thing. Okay, membership is more like a subscription that you can think of. Okay, like, okay, let me explain again. So there is a position for 100 membership. Okay, this is the maximum strength. There can be only 90 members. So now tell me, are these the two the same thing? So membership signifies your strength. Members signify the components or units of the membership.
Sir, but in both the houses, total strength is the term total strength is mentioned.
Total strength, अरे total strength mentioned है. My question is, चलो आप बताइए, why they have mentioned total member and total membership? चलिए सर्च करके बताइएगा. There is nothing in this. Okay, tell me tomorrow. Is that clear? You tell me why. What is the distinction? Why have they mentioned in terms of two-thirds of the total membership of the house and two-thirds of the total members of the house? Okay. So when a 14-day resolution is or 14-day notice period is sent to the President of India, so in which case do you think that the President of India has the liberty to appear and represent during the investigation, during the first house or the second house or both the houses?
Both the houses.
So he or she can appear before both the houses or only one house?
Either house, sir.
So both the houses.
Both the
Either.
houses.
Now, impeachment can take place during joint sitting of parliament.
No, sir.
Why?
Lok Sabha can prevail, sir.
What? Lok Sabha can?
Can because that's majority, na? So if there is some
So फिर why there is a concept of joint session of the parliament? We are talking about the supremacy of Lok Sabha.
so if there is a deadlock between these two, na, Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha, then it happens. But when we are talking about the president, so Rajya Sabha has also its significance in the impeachment process. That's why we are not talking about the joint sitting in this case.
Who calls the joint sitting?
President.
Speaker.
President calls.
President of India.
So do you think the president of India is going to call the joint sitting for the impeachment, his or her own impeachment?
No, sir.
No, sir.
तो पहले ही स्टेज पे खत्म हो जाता है, ठीक है, वो तो ज्वाइंट सीटिंग होगा ही नहीं होगा. जब होगा ही नहीं, then why need to go into the arguments? Clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
is it possible that the president of India is removed from office without impeachment, president or the vice president of India takes over and then joint sitting is conducted? Is it possible?
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
So, until impeachment, the president of India holds the office. Okay. And in case the president of India is not in a position to function, in that case, what is happening? The VP takes over. We are talking about when the president of India is not in a position to work. Okay. So the vice president takes over. Now, taking over of the vice president, he acts as a president or he becomes a president?
So act as a president.
Sir, act as a president.
Okay. And will he or she also perform the duties of Rajya Sabha chairman?
Yes, sir.
No.
No, sir.
No. So, chalo, theek hai. Vice president is something that we can see tomorrow. Okay, so let's make a summary of things that we have studied today.
Sir, one question. सर क्वेश्चन ये है कि एग्जाम कब होगा हम लोग का फाइनली, ये बता दीजिए.
ये चिंता नहीं हो रही कि हम जो है दीपांकर प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफ इंडिया अगर बन जाते हैं तो आपको बिना एग्जाम दिए सीधे जेईई का वाइस चांसलर बना देंगे?
प्राइम मिनिस्टर तो सर ऐसे नहीं बनेंगे ना सर.
नहीं बनेंगे ना, तो अभी पढ़ाई कर लीजिए, बिना पढ़ाई किए हुए एग्जाम का भी मत सोचिए, ठीक है? अभी पहले पढ़ाई कर लीजिए, फिर एग्जाम के लिए भी बहुत समय है. So let's revise the president of India. So president of India is the executive head of the union.
Sir, yes, sir.
And what you also find is that, if you look at any of the government notification, what you find is that any IS officer or a PCS officer whosoever signs, so you'll find government or under the authority of the president of India. So this says that yes, he or she is the executive head. This means all the decisions taken in the name of president. So there's a difference. Like executive head, does it mean that the decision taken by the president or the name of the president? What is true?
Name of the president, sir.
In the name of the president, okay? President of India do not take all the decisions, but it is taken in the name of president. So the president has power to delegate its own power. To her subordinate. Who else in India has the power to delegate his or her, to his or her subordinate? किनके पास पावर है अपने काम को डेलीगेट मीनिंग गिव टू योर जूनियर्स और समथिंग टू डू, और किनके पास पावर है?
प्राइम मिनिस्टर।
सर गवर्नर के पास।
गवर्नर। So apart from the president, the governor has the power to delegate. So जितने जो स्टेट के PCS ऑफिसर्स होते हैं, they take the decision in the name of governor. Okay. President of India gets elected for the period of 5 years. Must be citizen of India. 35 years of age and qualified to be elected as a member of House of
the People.
Does the constitution use the term lower house or Lok Sabha?
No, sir.
No, so they do not use. So where do you find the term Raj Sabha used? Where do you think the term Raj Sabha has been used?
In schedule, sir?
No. In the rules of procedure of the parliament. Rules of procedure.
So why House of People word is used instead of Lok Sabha?
House of the people, because these are the representatives of the people, directly elected by the people. Okay.
Sir, Lok Sabha is also that house, so I think it's a.
The next is, so we talked about impeachment. So 2/3 in the first case, that is on the basis of total members. 2/3 another house, total membership. Okay. Now, the election of the President of India must be completed before the expiry of the term, end of term, or after the end of term. Election for the President must be completed before the expiry of term or after the term has been expired.
Before the expiry date of
Before the expiry of the term. Who participates? So we have elected members of Lok Sabha, Raj Sabha, then we have state legislative assemblies plus duty legislative assemblies of Delhi and Pondicherry. Okay. Okay. Resignation to VP. Oath by CGI. Okay. So these are some of the basic things that are important, and separately we are going to look at some of the judicial powers or the legislative power. So here right now we are talking about the executive power, but then executive power is not complete. Now once we start looking at the functioning of the parliament or the council of ministers, we are also going to look at what are the roles of the council of ministers and how the power of the president of India get extended. Okay, clear? Chalo. Anyone having any question now?